Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Empires and Puzzles video. In this video, we're going to be looking at some information from beta in the typical beta breakdown format, looking at the new legendary troops. I'm hardly the first person to be talking about these, but I want to give my thoughts and just run through this with you guys from my own perspective, since I know a lot of people that watch my channel like it when I do that kind of thing. So that's what we're going to do here. Basically, I don't know that much about these right now. So these are going to be pretty honest, in the moment takes of what's happening. Not pessimistic, but honest. It's possible I'll like it. It's possible I won't like it. We'll see what's going on. But what I know so far is basically they're adding 50 new troop types to the game. There are 10 classes and 5 elements. So each element will have all 10 classes of troops. So you could have a purple fighter troop and a red cleric troop, and etc., etc. If you're getting frustrated with Empires and Puzzles, let me just say that Gemstone Legends probably has the things you're looking for. They have a mercy system that guarantees a legendary hero after a certain amount of pulls, and we're not just talking about a weak legendary hero from a pre-selected list. They have a wish list that you can put any hero in the game on to boost your chances of pulling that specific hero. They take into account player feedback, and many of the changes that have gone live in the game were based on player feedback or were player suggestions to begin with. They're even going to give you a free $50 starter bonus just for downloading from one of the links in the description. And if the earlier stuff somehow wasn't enough, you can be a hero in wars even just using rare heroes only. They have tons of events that allow you to earn free 10 pulls and other very usable high value stuff. Gemstone Legends really has a lot going for it, so come check it out if you're curious to see why tens of thousands of people have left Empires and Puzzles to come play. So that's what's going on. I've also heard that they're going to be lowering the cost of leveling because these troops are going to have 50 levels. So let's see if that's accurate. If that is the case, you should probably wait to level any of your troops, because I think the overall cost is going to go down. The cost right now is absolutely prohibitive, to the point that it takes a long time to level up troops, and I think they want to make that a bit faster because it generates more money. More people would be willing to do it, and yeah. So keep in mind, this is subject to change still. It generally doesn't change a lot from where it is in beta, but there are things that do change. Okay, so fully leveled, they give 15% mono generation, so there are still benefits to your wizard troops having 20 or your cyclops troops having 20, so keep that in mind. These are going to have kind of like ether abilities for troops, where when you get to a certain threshold with the troop, I don't know what level it is, it should be in here, it's going to do something additional. So it's just a way to use your resources, whether it be stuff you have saved up already or just purchasing resources to get a particular advantage in the game. The troops can be used on any hero class, but they give extra stat boosts and passives for main and secondary classes. So I think what we'll see is people will be selecting particular classes. Man, that's rough. Even if you want to do 2 classes per color, that's 10 troops, which historically would take years to level up. I don't know how that will be different, but we'll see. They give extra stat boosts and passives for main and secondary classes. They have secondary benefits. I think people will try to pick 1 or 2 that have the most overlap or have the best abilities in each color and level those up. And this is going to add to the stat divide even further, because these are going to give large boosts to stats. Alright, so legendary troop class specific passives. Extra healing. The character this troop is equipped on receives 5% health each time its health is recovered. This effect can stack. Not very good. To start, 5% extra health is not insignificant, but based on the cost of troops, that's pretty low priority. Health recovery on buff received. Grants the character this troop is equipped on 50% chance to recover 5% health when they receive a buff or positive stack. It doesn't say limit once per turn or anything like that, so that seems way better. It's only a 50% chance, but it's kind of like the passive on the new Journey heroes. Defense status effect on mana reduction. The character this troop is equipped on gets 30% defense for 3 turns when their mana is reduced. That seems okay. I guess if you're in the bad position of having your mana reduced, at least you're gaining some survivability from it. Dodge status effect on mana reduction. This character this troop is equipped on gets 11% chance to dodge special skills that deal damage for 3 turns when their mana is reduced. That does not seem good to me, because you have to get your mana reduced, and then you're only getting a 10% chance to dodge only things that deal damage. That doesn't seem very good. Work in progress. Beta only has 4 effects, and those are not final, so these 4 here, nothing too interesting, to be honest. Which is kind of a relief. I didn't want to see anything too strong. The stat boosts are large from what I recall. The troop names seem to be the same for each element, and their properties, class, and passives is the same for each element per troop name. The troop gives these stat increases on the main and secondary class at max 50. So you get 10% or 11% attack, 11% defense, and 15% health once you get up to 50. So that's a lot. Even if they would have to reduce this, because the exponential curve of, the maybe logarithmic curve of leveling troops at the moment is that as you get to the higher levels, it's way more intense. And if that continued up to 50, it would take ages or thousands and thousands of dollars to level these up, which is crazy. So that'll have to change. By how much? Too soon to say. But this is what you get at the top. It is going to create a further stat divide, as I mentioned, which is already one of the biggest problems in the game. So there's that. They also give a specific passive for those 2 classes. The troops that have these properties on max 50... I guess, also have plus 15% mana generation for all troops. Wait a minute, is that saying that every troop gets a plus 15% boost? So you're potentially at plus 35 if you have a wizard troop? That doesn't seem right. Maybe it's just the wording of this. By the way, thank you to the people that post this information on the forum. Very helpful, and I know it takes time, so I just want to give a shout out for that. But yeah, if you understand what this means, you're in beta or something, or you've heard from somebody else, please do let me know in the comments, because that mana generation is the most important thing in the game, and this is coming across a little confusing to me. All right, list of troops and their properties. So Minotaur troop is Barbarian and Druid, plus 39% attack. Holy shit. What is going on here? Why would they all have different numbers and these other abilities? Okay. This is unfortunately a little bit confusing. Unwavering Cleric is Cleric and Fighter. That's going to be a valuable troop. Those are 2 of the better classes, and a lot of good heroes are within those classes. So we have a Barbarian and a Druid troop, and then a Druid and Barbarian troop. Maybe there's a better effect for primary versus secondary. But then we have Druid and Barbarian, and then also Fighter and Cleric in the opposite order with their attack numbers here. Yeah, I really don't understand what I'm seeing here. Monk and Sorcerer, Paladin, Rogue. For some reason, they all are just getting an attack boost. Okay, well, again, if you know what's going on there, please do share that information with us in the comments. Legendary troop leveling needs food and iron, and of course feeder troops. I don't think they require iron at the moment. I think it's just purely food. And feeder troops, class-specific properties are only changed at every 10 levels, where there is an emblem cost too on reaching these levels. Interesting. I don't like that. All right, so maybe this is a example. Okay, so mana generation goes up all the way at class 24 to 10, and then it goes to 15 at level 49. So you're essentially going to need to get these to level 49 to get what most people need from troops, which is a mana boost. So depending on the cost of this does not seem like a good option. This is for the fortunate that either have a ton of saved up materials or are willing to pay to level these, because yes, you'll get these great stat boosts, but the mana boosts are really held hostage for a long time. Whereas, I mean, it's true that with a standard troop, you need to get to level 29 to get a 15% boost, unless it's a magic or Cyclops, which then happens sooner, okay? Obviously, these stat boosts are much higher. So at the very bottom, we're getting, let's see, it's attack, defense, health, 39% attack, 29% defense, and 39%. So that's going to be a massive, massive gain. That's similar-ish to the stat boost that we've seen on the Season 1 heroes, which have been enough, or recently on the old Heroes of the Month, those stat boosts like Perseus or Athena. They were not quite this big, but it was enough to bring those stats comparable to brand new heroes, which is pretty incredible. So this is going to take new heroes into outer space, totally over the top. A lot more re-rolling or just raiding from the watchtower, because this is going to be pretty ridiculous. If you fight a team that has even one of these is going to make a big difference, but the more the merrier. All right, progression for Barbarian and Druid class-specific properties. They're changing on every 10th level. Only you need emblems to reach specific levels. They don't seem to say anything about the cost in here yet, but this is where the changes are happening. And then why is this only 11, 11, and 15, whereas we just saw 39, 29, and 35 or something? The progression stuff is not making sense to me. All right. Thanks to Burke SG for creating these charts. So I guess we'll take a look at these. So Majestic Minotaur. They do end at a different place. Like if we look at the Enchanted Ent. What is this? Base bonus plus class bonus. Okay, so when you match, the standard bonus looks like it's in the left column, and when you match it with the proper class, that's what you get on the right. Doesn't boost mana, but it gives a big boost to the other stats in there. Yeah, so I think a couple things. The information is presented in a way that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and this is subject to change, so just keep this as a rough indication of what's coming, and the rest of this will have to get fine-tuned at some point. Okay, legendary troops can be pulled from this portal. So a specific legendary troop. We had epic troops before, 4-star troops. These are legendary troops. The portal includes classic troops only. No ninja, sticks, or magic troops. Only 2 class-linked legendary troop classes are pullable for each element at the same time. The featured linked pullable troop classes will be rotated in later occurrences. So you'll have to pull for specific troops. It sounds like they won't all be in there at the same time. 2%. Oh my god. This feels like another one of those features for 99% of people or more. Just ignore it, because this is behind an immense paywall. 2% chance. So it used to be 10% chance, or during special tower portals, 15% chance to get a epic troop total, including mana troops. 5% was for the special kind, and now they've more than cut that in half for these legendary troops, and they have way more levels to get these benefits. So you're just paying for stat boosts and a large cost to win more against tougher teams. It does not seem worth it to me. Portal odds still in progress. Summon cost 100 300 gems for a 10 pull, that seems pretty ridiculous. 1 pull is 100 gems and a 10 pull is 300. I think that's just temporary. Epic troop tokens are not usable. Summon costs will be changed. Yeah, based on what we've seen of the Ascension summon and the Ether summon, just the costs, you obviously can't use gems there. You need to use the respective crystals, but based on those costs, I don't think I've ever seen any deal go cheaper than like maybe $15 for a 10 pull of those things, which to me seems very high since these are like garnishes on top of the hero, above and beyond extra stuff. Ascension summon is not, but the Ether one, it's like they really made that a premium cost feature, which I don't like. Troop conversion. Epic troops can be converted to legendary troops from the same element in the barracks. Interesting. That's going to have to take like a week or more. Trainer troops are not convertible to legendary troops. That makes sense. So don't feed away epic troops that you don't need right now because you have the chance to turn them into legendary troops. That's the way to go, in my opinion. It might be time consuming, but let it take time. Don't be impatient because you're going to pay a crazy amount for your impatience. Level 26 troops or above. Okay. That is prohibitive. So I guess this is another feature that's really catering to the whales. If you have a bunch of troops leveled up, maybe you have ninja troops leveled up this high, wizard troops, mana troops, and now you need the next best thing, well, they're giving you a way to do that. But for most people, you don't have just spare level 26 troops that you can toss away in hopes that you get something good. So that's pretty ridiculous. That is crazy. Level 26 to get a level 1 troop. But this threshold rises after conversions. In beta, it is set them to be convertible 10 levels lower. Beta said it will be available from level 26 in the live game. And then once you do it more, the level goes up. Is that what I'm getting? The selected troop is consumed, and these extra materials are too. 100k food, 100k iron, 300 emblems of the selected troop. Oh, so you get to choose. You're receiving a level 1 legendary troop. Wow, that's fucking crazy. The conversion is instant, but there is a cooldown between. In beta, it's 10 minutes, but it will take 28 days in the live game. Another conversion cannot be started during another conversion cannot be started during another cooldown is not elapsed. That does not make sense. The cooldown time cannot be skipped with gems. So, okay. That's a big cost. Because once you're at 26, that is probably your best troop. I don't think anyone has stopped at 26. So you're converting, for most people, a level 29 troop, or you're paying a ton to level a 23 to 26 to convert it. And then you're not going to recover the mana you're getting from that troop until you get to level 49 on the new troop, which is a tremendous cost. So that conversion feature benefits an extremely small number of people. All right, tooltip before selecting epic troop. The required minimum troop level rises with each conversion. Wow. So I guess you can only do 5 conversions, or at that point it's only level 30 troops that are allowed. That is crazy. Okay, yeah, I think it just stays at level 30, which is almost useless. The legendary selected Tropop can be converted to a legendary troop of your choice. That's nice that you get to choose and it's not random. Troop conversion cannot be undone. Troop will be lost. Next conversion after 28 days. All right, so the scope of this, all the different things, the abilities, the fact that there's only 4 abilities, and there's so much in flux here that I don't think we'll be seeing this before the end of the year. Who knows? They've been known to rush things out before, so I don't think we'll be seeing it before next year, or like sometime in Q1 of next year. And I expect it to change because there's so many things in flux. The cost of it, the conversion stuff, the stats, what the breakpoints are, what the cost. We didn't see a single thing about cost in here either. So for this to be viable for more than just 0.5% of players, the cost is going to need to be tremendously reduced. So anyways, we'll see. Let me know your thoughts below. There's a lot that we talked about here, a lot to respond to. So let me know what you guys are thinking. I want to check in on that and kind of gauge where other people are at with this. So yeah, please hit the like button and subscribe to show your support for the channel. Just takes a second to click those two buttons if you haven't done so already, and it does make a big difference. Additionally, if you want to be notified for future videos, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button, which will just alert you to new videos that I post. If you're already subscribed, these are the videos you want to watch anyways, so why not see them before everyone else? Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.